Hey guys, how's it going? So first of all, I want to say I'm sorry for not getting a video up last weekend and not communicating with you that I wasn't gonna have a video up. I honestly just haven't been feeling as inspired lately. I guess I kind of just needed a little bit of a break. I have like a ton of ideas. It's just like projects that are gonna take a little longer to do and to film. So I'm trying to come up with some ideas of like smaller projects that I can do to film, to kind of fill in that space that I can, put up while I'm filming the bigger projects. I don't know why I can't talk when it comes to filming. But yeah, so I wanted to apologize for that. I probably won't have one up this weekend either. This is the weekend of Christmas, so today's Saturday. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving, good Lord. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve, so probably won't have a video up this weekend either. I apologize. Okay, let's get on to what this video is. So I can't believe I'm actually filming another faux leather video. I actually thought that I was done with this for a little while. Somebody actually requested this. They wanted to see how to make black faux leather, and I have actually talked about this in a couple videos and tried to make black faux leather. Can't remember, I think only once. I think on the Amazon packaging, and it didn't work out very well because I just used the regular black acrylic paint and it didn't dilute it or anything like that, so it kind of just like covered up everything, so it didn't really look like leather to me. And because it's Amazon packaging, I'm not wrinkling it, so it just looked like I painted a piece of Amazon packaging. So what you'll need is a brown paper bag like this. You can use any kind of brown paper bag you want. I just cut mine down to a decent size. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. Like, I have no ideas for like a black cover. Like, Halloween's over, so I just have no idea what I will do with it yet. So I just made a good size piece so that when I do decide to do something with it, I'll have a good sized piece. And then you'll need something to cover your surface so you don't get it dirty. I use cereal liner bags. You'll need that. Okay, next you'll need a bottle with some water and glycerin. And a couple people have asked me what's the ratio for water to glycerin, and it depends on your bottle size really. If you're using a bottle this size, I actually usually only fill it up halfway. I don't know why really. It would last me longer if I fill it up full, but anyway, when I fill it up halfway, I usually only use 2 to 3 squirts of my glycerin. I just squirt it into the bottle, and if you're using tablespoons, probably the same, just like 2 to 3 tablespoons. If you fill it up all the way, you would probably use 4 to 5 squirts. Probably like 4 tablespoons. I always just squirt it in, so I'm not actually sure how much I'm putting. Like I said, I just do a couple squirts. But yeah, it really depends on your bottle size of how much glycerin you add. And then the next thing you'll need is your paint, or you can use the black soot distress ink, like get the re-inker. I honestly thought about getting it, but I was like, well, I really don't need it because I only have the small little mini black soot ink pad. So I honestly didn't think I would need it, so I just decided to use black paint. And you can either just dilute the paint with water, or you can do the same thing that I did with my Distress Ink Mod Podge mixture and just mix the black ink in with it. And I will show you how to do that here in a minute. I have a video that I will link down below and up in the cards of how I made the Distress Ink Mod Podge, and it's pretty much the same as what we'll be doing here. And then you'll need, of course, paint brushes of some sort. I have one. This is my messy one that I use for the Mod Podge, and then this is my one that I use for the paint. I do have some, whoops, sorry about that. I do have some other colors, like if you want to kind of give it some different, like some more dimension and texture. I have two silvers and a gray. I'm not sure if I'll use those, but just wanted to let you know. I keep dropping stuff. Sorry about that. And I think that's it. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so first of all, what you want to do is spray down your bag. I like to do this first instead of wrinkling it first because it kind of makes it easier to wrinkle it. And you rub it in. And I know I already have a video, well, a bunch of videos. I already have the faux leather with the paper bag when I'm doing the same thing, so I apologize for it being a repeat kind of, but somebody wanted to see how to make black faux leather. That's what we're doing. So then you'll get your bag nice and wet, and you just crinkle it up. And someone also mentioned that like not black leather, but just regular leather, any leather, is not really that wrinkled. Once you put the paint on it or the ink or whatever you're using, it usually kind of smooths out some of the wrinkles, so it doesn't look as wrinkled as it does when you like first wrinkle it. So I know that I know that leather is not usually that wrinkled, but yeah, like I said, it will smooth out once you start painting it. And you have to be careful that you don't tear it. Even though it's a paper bag, it's still pretty fragile. That was already there. So, and this one I don't think was there. I don't know. Keep wrinkling it until you get it as wrinkled as you want. Like I said, it'll smooth out. So, don't worry about wrinkling it too much. Hey, maybe I should do another, like, vintage label video because I have some new stamps. But my first one didn't do that well, so I don't know if there'd be any point in doing another one. So that's about good enough, really. You can just go ahead and wrinkle up in other areas that don't have as much wrinkles. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and set that aside for a second. And we're going to make our Mod Podge mixture. Okay, let me take this off. Okay. Okay, let me go ahead and get this off and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I got the plastic off. Okay, so just like the Mod Podge Distress Ink mixture, you just want to take half of your Mod Podge and pour it into your bigger bottle of Mod Podge. So you just pour half of it into, I needed some more in here anyway. Half? No, that's not half. And then you'll need some distilled water. Sorry, I wasn't prepared. This bottle is so big. You fill it up 3/4 of the way with water. Whoops. Almost too much. Oh, really? Oh my gosh. I'm a mess, you guys. I haven't filmed in like weeks. The videos that the last faux leather video I put up, I actually had already filmed like a while ago. Okay, and then you'll just, whoops. Pretty much put whatever, like, as dark as you want it. Like that. This might take a while. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and try to get this shaken up and see how much more I need to add. And I'll be back. I don't want to bore you guys. This is going to take a while. Look at that. It's not even mixing. But yeah, I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. It's all mixed up. The bottom always has a little bit of white. Hope it eventually will mix up. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring our bag back. It doesn't have to be dry because we're going to wet it again anyway, just to kind of dilute it some more. Like when I'm painting it, I always dilute it some more just to help spread it. I also always say that in my other videos. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so just do what we normally do and spread some on. Okay, so this is going to take a while, and somebody in one of my comments said that I don't really have to show you guys the whole thing, just you see what I'm doing. So I'm going to go ahead and pause and paint the rest, and I'll be right back. Okay, there we have it. It's all done. I have to just let it dry. So I might end up coming back tomorrow morning and finishing it because it's not late, but it's nighttime. We'll see tomorrow if I want to add, like I said, some gray or silvers or anything like that to give it a little more texture. I'm not sure yet. You can still see, like down here, I tried to add some more. I could still see the brown bag under it. See, that's the Amazon packaging that I did. Like I said, I didn't dilute the paint, so it just completely covered that up. But yeah, down here you can really still see it. and I might have to add some more. I think up here I didn't dilute it with the water at first, that's why it did that. So I'm gonna go ahead and just cover it up a little more. I mean, if you want to see the brown bag a little bit under it, you know, that's fine. It kind of looks cool, but if you want it completely black, then yeah, you would use more. Or you can just wait for it to dry and do a second coat if you want. Totally up to you. Add some actual black paint. Like that one, of course, since I used it in Mod Podge, it kind of turned it like just a dark gray. And dilute that. That is way too much. Okay, that's better. Make sure you get it all covered. Okay, there we go. All done. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and let it dry overnight, and then we'll come back in the morning and finish it up. So I will see you in the morning. Okay, good night. Oh yeah, and one more thing before I go. So you saw how wrinkled it was before we started. You see how it looks now? It's not as wrinkled because the paint like kind of flattens it out a little bit. So that's what I mean. Like somebody said that faux leather, leather's not really wrinkled that much, but it flattens out a little bit when you paint it. So I just wanted to say that real quick, and I'll see you in the morning. Good morning, guys. So it's all dry, sat overnight, and it looks pretty cool. I think I'm going to go ahead and take the archival ink black soot and kind of go over the little mountains, ridges, or hills, whatever you want to call them, and see if that does anything. I don't think I'm going to do anything like with the gray or anything like that, or definitely not the silvers. I'm just going to go over it with this and see if it gives it any texture. Okay, maybe I should have wrinkled it up some. I did wrinkle it up once, but I don't think it's got enough wrinkles. I'm trying to think if there was anything else I wanted to tell you guys. I had a bunch of thoughts in my head. I should have wrote them down yesterday, and now I don't remember what they are. But I'm going to go ahead and let it dry, and then we'll do our top coat. I'm probably going to use Mod Podge, or maybe I might test out a spot with the matte one my matte medium that I made, like a corner or something, and see how it looks. And then if I don't like it, then I'll use the Mod Podge. But yeah, I'll be right back. I'm gonna let it dry, and I'll come back and we'll finish it up. Maybe I'll try to think of the stuff that I wanted to say yesterday. Hey guys, I'm back. So I let it dry, and it actually just absorbed into the paper, so I couldn't even see it. So yeah, it didn't work. And I tried the gray one too, and it didn't really do anything either. So that was a fail. To me, it didn't look that much like leather. So what I did, and it didn't feel like leather either, it just felt like I painted a piece of garbage bag. I mean, not garbage bag, but I'm sorry, paper bag. So what I did was took my water with glycerin and just sprayed it all over again, and then kind of smoothed it out. And I did it on both the front and the back. It's still a little wet, so I'm not sure what it's going to feel like once it dries. It looks more like leather now to me. So what I'm going to do now is take my, like I said last night or earlier, I don't remember when I said it, but I'm going to take my matte medium that I made. This is one that's actually matte, and I'm going to just do a corner and see how I like it. That way I don't do the whole thing and end up not liking it and then have to go over it with the regular Mod Podge. So I'm just going to do a corner. This corner here, there's a piece here that's like a triangle bit from the bag. And see how it looks. If I like it matte, or if I want it with a little bit of that sheen that the Mod Podge gives it. And if you didn't see that video, I'll link it down below of how I made my own matte medium. Okay, so I let that dry, and then we'll come back again and see how it looks, and then if I like it, I'll keep going. If not, then I'll do it with the Mod Podge. Okay, so I'm gonna go do something else for a while. Okay guys, I'm back. So this is what it looks like when it's dry, and I don't like it. I think I'm gonna use the Mod Podge. So let's go ahead and do that. And I kind of just like it like this, because I already had Mod Podge in it, but now I have that down there, so I have to do it. And of course you want to do the same thing and spray it with water. Just helps it spread out more. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish this and I'll be back and show you what it looks like once it's dry. Okay, there it is, all covered in Mod Podge. I kind of mixed in a little bit of the matte one too, just to see how it would come out. Maybe it wouldn't be so sheen. I don't want it like matte, but I don't want it too sheen either, if you know what I mean. I mean, I know matte Mod Podge doesn't make it too shiny, but yeah, that's what it looks like right now. It's still wet, so I'm gonna let it dry. Like, I don't want any puddles anywhere, so I'm trying to go through with this sponge brush and get rid of any puddles. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and let it dry and I'll come back and show you the finished product. I don't know why I always say that, but anyway, so I'll be back. Hey guys, I'm back. So I just wanted to show you what it looks like when it's dry. Like I said in the last clip, that I did mix the matte Mod Podge and my matte medium that I made, and so I think that's why it came out a little less sheen, which is actually a pretty good idea. What I also did, I think I mentioned that I made sure that I brushed out any little puddles like of white that you could see, because I noticed, I think on the cork faux leather one that I didn't do that, and there was some parts that were a lot more shiny than others. So if you make sure that you get rid of any little tiny puddles that you see, or any, like, you know, white spots, and just make sure it's completely gone, and then will come out like this. I think it looks pretty cool. It definitely does look like black faux leather. If you guys have any idea what I should do with it, let me know. Like any themes for journals that you couldn't think of, that would be awesome. Let me know in the comments down below. And I also wanted to show you, I didn't do a video on this, but I wanted to show you, so this is a journal, like a recipe journal that I'm making for my son, and his favorite color is red. And I used tissue paper. I used an Amazon package, like the ones with, like, not the bubble ones, but the other ones. Like this, I used one of these. And I just cut it down to size and then covered it with, I had some red tissue paper that I found, and I just covered it with that, like wrinkled it up and covered it with that, and then got some like darker red paint, because I didn't want it to be, I wanted it to have more like a little bit of a distressed look, so I got a little bit redder or darker red paint and covered it with that, and then I actually used my aged mahogany ink and kind of went over it like that, and that's what caused these little dark spots here. And then I just covered over it with my matte medium, because for him I didn't want it to be shiny at all, so I actually do like the way it looks on the matte one. I didn't like the way it looked on this one, but I definitely do like the way it looks like on this one. So yeah, so that's the journal. So I have like a bunch of recipes. So let me fill you in a little bit. I was actually going to do a video on this and do like a get to know me and craft with me, like 2-in-1 video, but I kind of ran out of things to say about myself. So if you would like me to do something like that, let me know. I'll have to kind of figure out what other kind of craft I can do that I wouldn't have to do a tutorial on. That's why I wanted to do this one, because I already did a recipe journal on my channels, but I just ran out of things to say. So I ended up just not doing it, and this is supposed to be his Christmas present, and it's now the day after Christmas, and I already told him that it was probably going to be late, so I just got a late start on it, didn't have enough time to just do it, but anyway, so he was fine with that. But yeah, anyway, so me and my son lived in Florida for a long time, and then when he graduated high school in 2019, he decided that he wanted to move back to Colorado. We're originally from Colorado, so he decided he wanted to move back to Colorado, and then I decided that I was going to move to Austin, Texas. I transferred from my job. I transferred to the same company here in Austin, and he was actually supposed to be going to Dallas later, but he ended up changing his mind, so now I'm here and he's still in Colorado. But anyway, so yeah, he was living with his grandparents, and when he was living there for, I think, maybe a year and a half or so, and then he got his own little apartment, like little tiny studio apartment, super cute. And he started asking me all these like recipes that we used to make in Florida, because when he was at his grandparents' house, I guess he never cooked because they always cooked. So when he got his own place, he was like wanting to know all the recipes that I used to make. So I was like, I'm gonna make him a little recipe book and just print out all the recipes that I make, and then I give him some like extra paper so he can add some in if he wants to and stuff like that. So that's what this is. So So I printed out a bunch of recipes. I made some dividers. He's a big gamer too, so I made some, and he also loves fall, so that's the whole point of this. So it's supposed to be like fall themed, like all of his favorite things. His favorite color red, fall theme, and then he's a gamer. So I made these dividers that all have like gaming quotes on them. I only did 3 quotes and I just left 2 blank, and that way he can add them in later if he wants. And I didn't add tabs to them just in case he wants to add them in. Like I said, later it wouldn't look funky, so I just decided not to do tabs. You know, he's a guy. Guys are simple. They don't want a lot of, you know, stuff like that. So then I asked my man if he thought it was a good idea to just leave the tabs off, and he said, yeah, like, we're guys. We don't need all that fancy stuff. So I took the tabs off. I just wanted to show you that. It's going to be a book, like a binding like this, just with the book rings. Again, keeping it simple. I just figured it'd be easier to do it like this. That way he can add pages and get his own hole punch if he wants, and just, you know, add in pages if he wants. And I'm still not sure how I'm gonna punch it, but anyway, I just wanted to show you that. If you would like to see like how I did this, let me know and I'd be happy to do it. I do have to do a tissue faux leather anyway, so I was actually planning on doing it on this like journal that I have, I think I've talked about before. But anyway, so I just wanted to show you that. And I hope you liked the video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Comment red journal if you did make it to the end, so I know you did. And subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye guys.